Welcome back to the channel. I am excited. We have got some special guests here at the Manti Homestead. Super excited. I've been wanting to do a reaction video for some time, and we have Kylene and Jonathan from the Provident Prepper. I mean, to do a reaction video with legitimate, authentic people that know what they're doing. So I guess the secret will either be out like this thing is really cool or Nate is way overselling it. So we're excited to see their reaction. Come with us to the greenhouse. All right, here we go. Welcome.
Oh, it's so warm.
Whoa, nice.
Wow.
This is amazing.
This is so cool. Wow.
Welcome to the greenhouse.
I can't believe how warm it is. I gotta lose my jacket.
I just cracked the windows slightly. I wanted to, you know, really warm you up quickly, so.
Hold on, let me see where I can put this. I'm just gonna set it right here.
It can go on the
Wow.
So you are seeing the greenhouse at its worst, but it's still.
Because the time of year.
Yep, exactly.
Still amazing.
Come on in, take off your shoes, kick back, relax.
Wow, feel that heat coming in. Just.
Yeah, so by 10 o'clock, we were up to 85, even though we were, I think, 4 degrees outside.
So tell me about the dungeon.
So
It's where the kids go when they're bad.
we don't tell everybody about that. So I just barely posted a video on this on the Manti Homestead, but this is the cold air drops.
Oh, the
Okay.
air cold sinks.
Yep,
Okay.
cold sink. Yep, same thing. And we have, so I explained it in the new construction video, but we did this differently because we have a vent for those. So it goes down to 6 feet, and then it runs under the ground and then vents off into the grow beds. So last night, like at 11 o'clock, we were out here throwing smoke bombs down the hole to show you the way it went. So
Yeah, it was
Kinda
puffing
cool.
out like a chimney. It was cool.
That is so cool.
So the idea is kind of like your what do you call it, the forest garden?
The food forest?
Food forest. That we really wanted this bottom part to be so absolutely useful. And so the idea with the cold air drop is to get that cold standing air out and down.
Right.
So what temperature did it get here? You're zone 5.
Yeah.
What temperature was it last night?
So
Was it -4? Is that what it
yeah,
was?
we were -6.
Negative
-6,
six.
and we were
Really,
about
really
40
cold.
degrees in here.
Wow, and did you use any supplemental?
So the last 2 nights we did because we had our 2 worst days. We've been down to -2 and stayed above 40. Without electricity and without propane. So I've been pushing it for my little banana trees, and I'm like, okay, you have been through my experiments enough. I love you. And the last 2 nights, I'm like, I'm gonna turn you up to.
This is awesome. So when you did this is poured concrete.
Yes.
And so we are this is like grade, is this grade? And then this is all below
Yeah,
grade?
exactly. So we're about 30 inches down below. We have a 2-foot stem wall and then the footer. And so to get us down, and then the cement on the outside and that whole back cement wall is double foam insulated. So we spent a lot of money to just hug and to lock all of the heat in here. And
There are birds. Okay, tell me about the birds.
meet the finches. So
Look at that.
we have. So
It
we
makes
actually
it so
have a
fun.
friend that gave us this idea, and especially when they are nesting, so they breed almost like rabbits, even though they're birds. So you get lots of babies with them, and they feed their babies, that like aphids and larvae.
Okay.
And so you get like we have noticed a difference with them.
So are they going to eat your plants
So
too?
Yeah,
so the warning that
The
we had.
baby cabbage and the baby carrots.
Yeah, the warning. So it is
Okay.
put nets over it for that.
Okay.
But I think overall, I think
I
we're
think
we're a fan.
we like them.
Yep.
They create such a fun atmosphere
Yeah.
too. So
Absolutely.
That is awesome.
Racing from one end to the other.
yeah.
Okay, tell
We're happy
me.
you're here.
So this is just.
I'm gonna open the door. It's hot.
It is hot
It is
in
warm.
here.
Yeah.
So normally we would have opened this just maybe an hour before you got here. So down the road, like as in next year, I'll probably automate some of this. But this year I'm forcing myself, can I do this manually? I don't want to rely on
Dude.
any stupid system that's gonna break on me.
Yeah. Oh. okay,
It's very
I understand
simple.
But do you want to close that door and let them feel that the geothermal
Yes.
effect? Because maybe you're interested in knowing
Yeah.
that.
Absolutely.
that. So geothermal. So you have buried pipes in here.
Yeah, so
right?
I've got a separate set of pipes that are like geo vents.
Come over if you want to come over here. You'll be able to feel better. Than these are kind of difficult to reach, but this one over here is.
So we have that
Little
that goes
bit easier.
outside under those little, I call them a wigwam. There's one
So there's
closer
one
there
right
if that's,
here.
if that's better for you.
Yeah, so you can feel the air is not as cold as the outside air because it goes down into the earth and it's
And you don't
little
have a
warmer.
fan. This is just convection
Yep,
that's
exactly.
moving that air.
Yep. Letting
Because
Mother
you-
Nature do my
You
work.
totally feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so by doing little vents, so if we would have had it halfway open earlier, we just wanted to wow you with some heat, so we left it.
You're like, okay.
I am
enough.
wowed.
Yes.
I am wowed.
And so, yeah, so as it's naturally venting, then this is bringing in air, but it's not bringing in air that's going to shock the plants. It's not bringing in, what are we, about 7-degree air. It's
Right.
bringing in pretty close to like, 35, 40.
Wow.
As we get rid of hot air and we don't bring in too drastically cold air.
So this works best for winter. We thought that it might help in the summer too, but when we have summer, everything goes up. The windows and the curtain in the front. And so the vent doesn't draw because it just goes through and it stays cool without that. So this is more of a winter thing that we've discovered. We
So-
weren't sure if it was gonna.
Over here at the bottom here, this rolls up
Yeah.
to allow for ventilation.
Yeah.
That was one of the things I was going to ask you is how are you ventilating?
Yeah.
So you've got doors on both ends.
Yes. So we were worried most about summer design than winter design.
Right. Yeah.
So the cool thing about the summer design is the same thing, like how much fans and inputs required to keep one cool. In the summer, we roll up that insulated blanket. It's 18-inch little stem wall. So we roll it up and we will leave it up day and night for like 7 months straight. So no manual, it's up all the time. And then these 3 massive vents are open.
And it makes a difference. If that's down, it's hot. You pull it up and it's just like outside.
okay.
It's wonderful.
And so it'll get, close to 100 degrees, but we'll have the 4 windows, 2 doors open, vents open, and that up. And the plants exploded. So like the
Yeah, we
leaves
have
on
an
the
aphid
bananas,
problem
they were
there.
growing about 4 feet a week.
That's
a week.
insane. How big are they going to get?
So this one's about full length. So I think
Okay.
that we'll finally get our fruit stock maybe in a month or 2, I don't know. But it's supposed to be about 10 to 12 months.
Okay, with your peppers?
Yeah.
because I've had this happen in my indoor
Oh,
garden.
yes, please
teach
tell
us.
us.
Just neem oil
Okay.
and some soap. I used to use Dawn, but I gave you that other that would work just as well. It's
Okay.
really cheap.
So
and
Dawn is the blue?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dawn
Yeah,
is the blue.
okay.
And just a little bit of that with some neem oil, and you spray it on.
Oh, thank you.
So yeah, and then that will really help. It's because it's crazy; those little boogers just take over.
Yeah.
See, this is why it's good to have experts come visit.
Experts? No, we are just people who have
Experts.
made a lot of mistakes and are figuring it out.
She's humble. They're experts.
This is beautiful. Like, look at these peppers. Like, that's just
It's
so
so
amazing.
fun. Yeah.
So amazing. Okay, and then back here we have your thermal mass. Well, we've got thermal mass everywhere. You've got thermal mass in your concrete, but you've got the water.
Yeah.
So is that how you're watering all of this?
No, so the main thing with the barrels is thermal mass. So we did bring some other functions into it. But the main thing is 2,000 gallons of thermal mass. We actually just barely painted them black. Because I've talked to some people and they didn't have like their cement painted black. They didn't have their barrels painted black. No, we did the readings and because we
Makes a
just barely
difference.
painted it like a week ago. Made a lot of difference. In the summer, it'll all be in the shade, but right now it is definitely absorbing and collecting, especially on these -6-degree nights.
Yes.
Yep.
So,
Wow.
angle iron? What is this?
Yeah, so we just did two by two metal for the framing on top of the cement stem walls.
It looks amazing. And then what is this double walled?
Yes, that's a double wall polycarbonate.
Wow.
And so you can go triple wall. You go triple wall, you just get a little less UV, or double wall, you have a little bit more UV. And I don't know the right answer. I think either would be great. I think it's kind of splitting hairs.
I think the right answer is whatever works, right? And
Yep.
part of it is what we can afford. Wow, you've got so much tucked in here. Okay, now you've got fish. Tell me what we're doing with the fish.
Yeah.
Look, do you like these fish? So tell me about the fish.
Well,
What are
they
we
do make fishy water, which is, I guess, good for the
Great
plants.
for plants. Yeah, great for the plants.
Yeah, but it's mostly just for fun.
So
That
we
is so
will, when
cool.
we're transplanting, we'll just get one of our watering cans, dip it in, and come give it a shot. And so, but honestly, it's not, I've seen a lot of greenhouses get lost in hydroponics and aquaponics, which there's nothing wrong with that, but this one very small, this is kind of fun. This is to get those teenagers to stumble into the greenhouse, even if it's with their koi or their goldfish or whatever, because it gets them in here
They
and
enjoy
maybe
it.
they'll learn to love nature. Yeah.
Yeah. And we did have a bunch of mint growing in there, but the kids have kind of swished it around, catching
there's something
fish.
that's growing
That's
good.
watercress at the moment, but yeah, we like putting mint in there because it won't
I'm gonna
spread.
Open this other door. 'Cause it is burning.
I know, sorry to break
I love
this
it. You've
out.
got strawberries like everywhere and ground covers, and then the seating. That's my thing. I want to be able to sit in my greenhouse. I want to be able to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And one of the things is that there's more oxygen in your greenhouse. So it's not only the sun, but there's more oxygen, and so that's one of the reasons why you feel better in it.
Better. Well,
right?
we do. We come in here and I just lose track of time. I'm like, oh, I've been in here way too long. I could spend my whole day in here, I think.
It's because it feels
It
so
is-
good.
It is fun. Yes.
It feels so good.
We love it.
Carrots. See, there's so much you could just come out and harvest for dinner.
Yeah.
Some of you guys are going to seed, huh?
So
Yeah,
Beth,
so we decided we'll just collect the seeds,
I
I
would
guess.
stop the video and just start another
Okay.
one just in case.
What is this?
Oh yeah, we actually have. This is going to be revealed for the first time because of the special guest. Okay, real estate is
I'm a little bit
obviously
afraid.
real estate is a big deal. So
It is.
we are cutting quite a bit of green stuff all the time, especially in the summer. This whole thing is canopy in the summertime, and it looks amazing. But we have tons of growth. Some things we give to the rabbits, the chickens, and other things.
And the cow.
The cow.
And the cow.
The cow.
And other things we give to the worms.
Yay!
Yeah, so we can feed them in there, and I'll show you our little wigglers. So we are just using this to breed worms and make delicious, amazing compost.
Awesome for the worm casting. So, I've killed some of my worms before.
Oh, let's hear. I need to know. Teach
Well,
me.
No, because I put too much green versus brown in there.
Oh.
And some of the kids were putting the orange peels in there and things that were not the right acidity
Oh.
level.
Yeah.
And so, but I'm totally guilty. And so that is one of my goals for this year is to make
Is
sure
to-
that this
yeah.
year my worms are very happy. And I've heard that in a greenhouse, because the temperature is so good, that you can do fabulous things with worms.
So,
So-
and I don't know. I just know that I got a great start.
Oh.
And I've got a friend that's just really into worms, and I can't wait to learn from him, and I'm going to watch your videos. So
Yeah, see all my mistakes and don't make the same.
Yeah. But for now, I'm like, you know what? I can wait until I know what I'm doing, but I'm like, no, I'm going to stumble until I come across a great video.
Okay, one of the things that your use of space is amazing. I love how you have the rocks for step, right? So you're not
Yeah.
stepping in your plants. But how much food do you think you could produce? This is 100 feet
Yes, 100 feet by 17.
by 17, okay? And most Walipinis are like 10. But obviously, you're not having an issue with that extra footage.
No, in fact, we kind of were willing to make it cost ineffective, so we only did 17 feet, but to make it very efficient, and that's why we can be so cold and be so warm and needing to vent. But we just really wanted for our space to be intense and efficient. And so I think it's very efficient because of that. Because a lot of Walipinis, they might not be quite as long, but they're also very wide, 25 feet.
Yeah, the width of the Walipini from the studies that I've seen, that like 10 feet is optimal. Because the wider you are, the more earth, what do you call it? I want to say earth sheltering, that's not right. But the more thermal protection from the earth you lose as it widens.
Yep.
So this looks like it's doing really well.
Yeah, I like it. I'm glad that it's not 10 just because we really wanted to have kind of the forest growth. And then, so we are going to put, the rocks are good, but I recommend, and we're gonna do small pathways so that we can make these back grow beds more accessible, because they are, like they're killing it. So we've taken a whole harvest out. All this in the summer everything was just jam-packed. So we've harvested, and we're finding that this back wall, especially in the winter, is just loving life. You know, I mean, we've got tomatoes on the back that are from seed. You know, we just put a seed out, let it ferment, rot on its own, and yes, so we are going to make it more accessible.
I think that's awesome. Do you like being out here?
So maybe like some pavers or something.
I think I'll just do bricks. Yeah, just do 2 layers of bricks, and then about every 5 feet, just so it's reachable and more accessible.
Yeah, the rocks are cute, but we are stumbling all the time.
That's okay.
Yeah.
And we just continue to perfect it, right?
Yep.
Okay, I love all your little bird houses everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
that's fun.
That's for mason bees up there.
Do you have any mason bees here now?
Well, we ordered some, and I saw some about a month ago, but I have not seen them recently. I don't know. I think we'll be ordering some more in the spring.
Sometimes it's hard to know, right?
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe the finches are eating the mason bees.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so as far as, oh look, she has a cauliflower almost ready.
Yay.
As far as food production and being able to survive, you guys have a family of 8 kids, with a lot of them teenagers, which means that they are starving, right? That they are big eaters.
Yes.
So
big eaters.
what can you grow in here that can make sure that you can sustain that? Because you've also got the rabbits and you've got the chickens, so you've got the eggs, which is fantastic, and you've got your milk cow.
Yeah. So the things that I've tried to gear towards the recipes are, I try to do Cafe Rio style food. So I always have my lettuce and my fresh salsa ingredients in here. And we like to do stir fries. So we have our cabbage and all of the hearty stuff. We love broccoli because it can pretty much do soups, salads,
Everything.
and sauteing. Yeah, so we do the broccoli and the cauliflower and the cabbage, and those just love it in the winter time. They're so hearty, and so we have that planted for those kind of recipes. And then what else?
Well, and I would say
love?
something that we harvested really well in the summer, but we didn't plant in time for next winter, like Armenian cucumbers, chayote squash. So some of those things that will just be like, you know, lots of food. And then tomatoes, we need more tomatoes because we had our tomatoes kind of grow out. And now we have like these other ones that are doing great. And maybe in a month and a half, we'll have early tomatoes. But next year, we'll have year-round cucumbers, year-round beans, year-round chayotes.
I think that we've learned that a few of them don't like the winter.
But I wonder about cucumbers and beans on the back wall.
We'll try it.
So
We shall see.
It'll work. Is it possible that the reason they're not liking it is because they need more length of light in the day? And maybe some supplemental lighting?
I think it's the air. I think they don't like all the moisture in the air because they start getting a little bit diseased. So
Interesting.
these other plants are more hardy and resistant to that, but there's some that just, I think they're only a year lifespan.
And so we're just
they get disease.
We're extending the season instead
Yeah,
of.
because we were still getting cucumbers while it was cold and snowy, and we were sharing them with the neighbors and everything. It was really fun, but I think you can only go so far without the constant ventilation that the summer provides.
Okay.
So do you have another garden outside, or is this?
Yeah, and I think outside well, I don't know what we'll do as far as our shade canopy. Was awesome with the squash because we needed instant shade in the summertime. And if our blackberries can provide that shade, we won't plant squash in here, but it was really, really fun to have like a jungle going on, and it just provided so much shade. It was a balance of like, oh, are we getting enough sunlight now?
Okay, Becca, I'm going to turn the camera off. So in closing to this reaction video, now I want honesty. Now, the one thing I will say is you've seen the channel and you just know how warm and lovely they are on the channel. Aww. This is exactly who you get in person. Super impressed. I mean, we are these nobodies with this little podunk channel, and they are so kind to come. So I'm going to ask them just their reaction coming into the greenhouse, and I can't wait to learn with some of the things that they know to put into the greenhouse. So hopefully in lots of videos to come, you'll see some Provident prepping ideas inside the greenhouse. But just in closing, give me your reaction. What do you think so far?
I'm so impressed. This was, I mean, I've been in a lot of greenhouses that in the winter they're still really, really cold. And to walk in from 7 degrees outside to, what did you say, 70?
No, we're about 100.
I mean, this just blew my mind. This is amazing, and it shows what a lot of research and some technology can do to make some great things happen. I'm really, really impressed.
I think what he's really thinking is, oh my goodness, I have so much work ahead of me because Kylene is gonna want this.
Yes, she is.
I love the design. I'm really pleased with the geothermal and the Walipini, like just marrying them and making sure that we take advantage of whatever resources that we can to make sure that we're able to grow in the winter time, right? I'm pretty impressed with how it's maintaining its heat, and because I can totally make it be cool, right? This whole sidewall, you guys have done a lot of great research. I love that you poured these walls, and I know that that is a very expensive thing, but you're not ever going to worry about the wood rotting or the bricks falling down. I think that's awesome. I would love, love, love to do this. I know that look. I know that look.
Sorry.
It's going to be a busy year.
And we've already talked about this because we've been looking at different designs and trying to figure out, okay, what's really going to work, because this is pretty expensive to sink this much money into it. But the other thing too is that if you don't have money to do something spectacular like this, you can take these same principles and put it into just a really small thing that maybe you've dug by hand, right? And you're just using resources that you have around you. It's all about the knowledge. And I think I'm excited to watch this channel and see where he goes with this so that I can keep harvesting really good tidbits from it, because wow, it's seriously awesome. It's, well, is it February? It's February now.
February.
It's February 1st. And like all this food still. And my little kitchen indoor garden, I can't do this. And this is seriously amazing.
Wow.
So great
Thank you
job,
so
you
much.
guys.
Thank you.
I told you they were amazing. I'd like to thank him again for coming. If you can, please like and subscribe. And I can't promise we're going to have this quality of guests on ever again. This will probably be their first and last time venturing off of their homestead. But we do appreciate it, you know. Thanks again.